powerhouses of the monster race secretly passed the sound, and decided to wait until the pill was 100% ready before moving immediately. In any case, they must grab the spirit pill. How could the spirit pill that can be coveted by powerful people like Bahi be so bad? Maybe it can help the Third Order Void Return stage break through to the Void King realm in one fell swoop. After all, Bahi had already reached the Third Order Void Return stage more than 200 years ago, and he was the existence with the most potential to be promoted to the Lord level on the entire Monster Emperor star. Just as Majena was communicating with MITN secretly, Bahi glanced at them intentionally or unintentionally, and a faint smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. "Young man, don't you want to go to the palace to visit your old friend?" Bahi suddenly spoke to Xianxia. "Yes, old mister. Well, does Senior Bey have any advice?" Xianxia looked at him suspiciously, wondering why the other party suddenly talked about it. "I don't dare to teach, but the old man does have a way to ensure that you can enter the palace safely." "Really?" Xianxia's eyes lit up. "Yes. But this method is a little bit risky. If you believe the old man will let go. If you don't believe it, you can treat it as if the old man has never said it." The boy and the senior have met just by chance. "I believe I don't need to mention it if I don't believe it." Xianxia is not a fledgling young man who would easily believe an unfamiliar person. You should have such concerns, but to be honest, this method also has certain risks for the old man. If you can join hands with the old man can promise. "As long as I live, you'll be fine." Xianxia frowned slightly. After pondering for a moment, he said, "Senior, can you elaborate on it?" "No problem." Bahi was very refreshed, not selling anything, and bluntly explained his plan to Xianxia. After Xianxia heard this, his brows frowned. There are indeed some risks, but the predecessors have made good calculations. If you do this, how can my little senior sister and I have any freedom at all? "Then you refused?" Bahi asked disappointedly. "No." I agreed. "Senior, let go into it." Xianxia grinned. Bahi glanced at him stunnedly. It seemed that Xianxia was so bold. Speaking of which, he didn't have to worry about failure in this strategy. He could guarantee that Xianxia could be sent to Red Moon Territory Lord Palace and receive detention, but this method is not necessarily a good thing for Xianxia and the woman who made alchemy in the inn. He is ready to be rejected. But Xianxia agreed. He looked at Xianxia with a weird expression, and secretly felt that this human race was a little fearless, and he was too courageous, but since he had agreed, he had nothing to worry about. Thinking like this, he smiled slightly. He opened his mouth and said, "The vision is already so magnificent before this spirit pill is completed. It must be an excellent pill, and judging from the richness of the fragrance, it is probably a pill of void grade or higher." Master Bay said is true. Majena agreed casually. He don't know what trick he wants to play. Such a pill, I'm afraid that only the palace lord is qualified to have it. Majena, don't you think so too? He looked at the other party with a smile. Indeed. Majena frowned more severely, and he faintly felt something wrong. The alchemist who refines this pill must also be a Grand Master figure. Majena nodded, and a bad feeling lingered in his heart. He suddenly understood what the idea was. Palace Lord has always looked at these human race with special talents differently. Over the years, the Palace Lord has also recruited talents. Now such a talent has appeared in Shining Moon City. Majena, you are lucky. With your cleverness, presumably you know what to do next. Bay looked at Majena with a smile. The latter looked solemn and said loudly, "Thank you for your advice." Majena understands that after the Grand Master finishes refining the medicine, when Majena escort them to the palace, the Lord will definitely appreciate him. If the Palace Lord is happy, you will also get a lot of rewards. Bay laughed. Upon hearing this, Majena's eyes lit up and smiled more and more happily, and hurriedly clasped his fists and said, "This is also thanks to the protection of the adults." After speaking, he shouted in a deep voice, "Come here." A group of strong monster race answer the call. Disperse all the unrelated people for me. Anyone who dares to approach the inn within 50 feet of a radius, even if you have to kill them, must not interfere with the Grand Master's alchemy inside. Yes. Tian was stunned, dumbfounded. The agreement he reached secretly with Ma Genna just now was breached by Bei in a few words. Not only that, Ma Genna also fell directly to Bei and offered manpower to protect the alchemist in the inn. He didn't mean to dominate the spirit pill at all. On the contrary, he seemed to be very interested in sending that alchemy grandmaster to the palace. Monster races are not good at alchemy. This is the result of many advantage and disadvantage. On the contrary, weak human races on Monster Emperor Star often spring up masters who are proficient in alchemy. Red Moon Territory Lord gives human race space to survive and strictly prohibits human race killing on the territory. Because she want to protect those human race with special talents. For example, alchemists, item refiners and the like. Even every 10 years, there will be some alchemy and item refining competitions held on the Red Moon territory. Human race who stand out from them can get rid of their lowly status, move into the palace, and serve the Lord. Caillou has recruited talents over the years, and the alchemist master who can refine the spirit pill that produces this visions, needless to say, will also be favored by the Red Moon Territory Lord. In other words, the master of the inn now has the Red Moon Territory Lord behind him. Even if Tian is brave enough, on Red Moon Territory, he dare not fight against Palace Lord, and against the powerhouses in Red Moon Territory. He is just watching the lively show now. He felt as disgusting as eating a dead fly. Seeing the many powerful monster race in Shining Moon City surrounding the inn, Xianxia laughed. He is not afraid of going to the palace, even if the Red Moon Territory Lord is a powerhouse of Void King realm. As long as he finds a chance, he can leave calmly with his attainments in Space Force, not to mention that he himself is also a master of alchemy. His current alchemy skills are even better than Xianxia's, and he can refine a Void King grade pill. If this skill is leaked out, the Red Moon Territory Lord Caillou will definitely treat him as a guest of honor. After all, the Void King grade alchemist is too rare, and they are rare existences in the entire star territory, and it has never appeared in the Monster Emperor star. Young man, the old man can only help you here. How to act in the palace depends on your own means, but the old man has to warn you in advance. If you want to survive, it is best not to be too presumptuous in the palace. He looked at Xianxia and quietly transmitted the voice. Xianxia didn't comment, but asked with interest, Mr. Ba. He didn't hesitate to reveal his identity this time, not just to help me and little senior sister. What is your purpose? If it is convenient, can you tell me? Naturally, it's not just to help you. Well, I just want to take this opportunity to return to the palace and ask for the Lord's forgiveness. A lonely look flashed across Bahi's face. Xianxia raised his brows, and he suddenly remembered that the monster race onlookers had said that 200 years ago, Bahi seemed to have been shot to death by the Lord herself. But he don't know why, but he is still alive and well. It seemed that there was something between Bahi and the Red Moon Territory Lord. At least the rumors were wrong. Bahi has not been killed by the Red Moon Territory Lord. Perhaps Caillou let him go. However, he didn't bother to take care of other people's affairs, and nodded. If this is the case, then we can be considered as cooperating with each other. It's okay. We all get what we need. In addition to going back to the palace, the old man actually wants to ask you for one more thing. Bahi was suddenly embarrassed. What? I want to ask your senior sister to help me with pill refining. Bahi bluntly said, and after finishing speaking, he quickly added, Don't worry, I have all the materials. As long as the refining is done, there will be wait. Thank you. Let's talk about this when the time comes. Depending on how the senior sister is feeling and in a good mood, maybe she will be willing to help you. Xianxia grinned. This bastard, it smells something like crossing the river and tearing down the bridge. He couldn't help rolling his eyes. The vision in the sky became more and more magnificent, and as time passed the vortex also obscured the sky, and the aura of the heavens and the earth that came together was horribly moving. Such a vision is no worse than the baptism of heaven and earth where a martial artist was promoted to void return stage, or even worse. No matter who it is, they never thought that it would be possible to trigger such a thing just by refining alchemy. So everyone became more curious, wondering what kind of pill the Grand Master inside was refining. However, the strong aroma of medicine made them judge that it would definitely not be lower than the void grade. There are more than a dozen void grade alchemists on Monster Emperor Star. The most powerful one is the void grade high rank alchemist, which was declared that although he is a human race, no monster race should dares to not respect him. The human race has a low status on this cultivation star, but the truly talented can get attention, and the polarization is very serious. All this is due to Lord Chi Yu's wise leadership. If she were not dedicated to taking in those talented human race, Red Moon territory would not be so powerful. Among the 10 territories of the Monster Emperor Star, Red Moon territory would definitely rank high in the top 3. It's known that thousands of years ago, Red Moon territory was the weakest piece of territory on Monster Emperor Star. Such a change can take place in 1,000 years, and it's all due to the Red Moon territory Lord contribution. It is conceivable that, given time, it is extremely possible that Red Moon territory will become the most powerful territory of the entire Monster Emperor Star. Different from the surrounding monster race, Xianxia is also an alchemist, and he can judge the progress of the little senior sister from the vision of heaven and earth and the smell of medicine. He is always paying attention to the changes in the vision and the smell of medicine, secretly being nervous for Xianxia. To be continued.